Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a totally fascinating 2026 joint discovery out of the University of Manchester and the Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology. This is a breakthrough that literally flips how we view the invisible world covering our bodies. And honestly, it offers massive hope for anyone who's ever dealt with the frustration of skin inflammation.
So, could the cure for eczema be living on your skin right now? I know, it sounds a bit like science fiction, right? But that is exactly what the latest data is pointing to. We usually just think of our skin as this static barrier, but it's actually a highly active microscopic battlefield. And as we're about to see, the medics and the peacekeepers in this war zone might just be the very microbes we've spent decades trying to scrub away.
Section 1, Eczema Battlefield, and the Farm Animal Mystery. To really get this breakthrough, we've got to look at the two major players hanging out on our skin. On one side, we have the bad bugs. These are the chaos-causing villains that trigger flare-ups and that relentless itching. But on the flip side, we have the friendly bugs. These are harmless, calming peacekeepers that naturally live on us. Now, for the longest time, medical science was so laser-focused on defeating the villain that we completely underestimated the immense power of these peacekeepers.
Section 2. Meet the villain, Staphylococcus aureus.
So Staphylococcus aureus, this is a bug we've known for a long time, just wreaks absolute havoc and triggers those awful eczema flare-ups. But how exactly does it pull this off? Well, the research team discovered that this bug releases a specific protein known as SBI. You can kind of think of SBI as a microscopic wrecking ball. This protein specifically targets your keratinocytes, which are your frontline skin cells. When SBI hits those frontline cells, it completely disrupts their normal function and basically forces them to set off massive inflammatory alarms.
And that brings us to the specific alarm bell itself, IL-33, or interleukin-33. This is a major driver of allergic inflammation, and it's pumped right out by those attacked keratinocytes. So, when Staphylococcus aureus launches its SB protein attack, your frontline skin cells completely panic and flood your system with IL-33. This is the exact chemical driver causing the redness, the swelling, and that maddening itch of eczema. Simply put, if you can stop IL-33, you can stop the eczema.
Section 3, Friendly Bacteria and the Counterattack. Now, while the bad bugs are out there causing total chaos, the harmless staphylococcal species on our skin are actually fighting back. They possess a secret weapon called lipopeptides. These are tiny, stable, non-infectious chemical structures that actively calm the skin's immune response. The researchers found that our friendly bacteria don't just pump these out all the time, though. They release them specifically as they age and when nutrients on the skin start running low. It's just this incredible survival and peacekeeping mechanism built right into our skin's ecosystem.
All right, let's actually walk through this step by step so we can see the exact biological counterattack the scientists discovered. Step 1, nutrients run low on the skin. Step 2, this causes our friendly bacteria to age. Step 3, as a response, they release specific molecules called diacylated lipopeptides. Now pay super close attention to step 4, because this is where the real breakthrough happens. Those lipopeptides swoop in and physically trap the IL-33 alarm bells right inside the nucleus of the skin cells. Because the alarm literally can't get out, we reach step 5. The inflammation is completely stopped. Eczema is halted dead in its tracks.
Section 4. Trapping inflammation with microscopic precision.
When the team applied these findings to mice, they discovered a really crucial nuance. Not all lipopeptides are created equal. They found that diacylated lipopeptides were highly effective at trapping IL-33 and stopping the eczema from developing in the mice. But monoacylated versions of these exact same lipopeptides had absolutely zero effect on the inflammation. Nothing. This level of microscopic precision is exactly why this research is such a game changer. They've isolated the exact molecular structure needed to win the battle.
So where exactly does this trapping happen? It happens in something called the paranuclear space. That's the gap between the inner and outer membranes of the cell's nucleus. The diacylated lipopeptides basically act like microscopic bouncers. They lock the doors and block the IL-33 from ever leaving the nucleus, trapping it tightly right in this paranuclear gap. Because the IL-33 is trapped there, it just can't enter the rest of the tissue to fuel the allergic inflammation. The fire is contained before it ever gets a chance to spread.
Section 5. Farm Animal Mystery and Solving the Puzzle.
For decades, immunologists have observed this really fascinating trend. I'm going to read a quote directly from study author Dr. Joanne Pennock at the University of Manchester. She says, "For years we've known that children raised around farm animals or exposed to diverse microbes early in life are less likely to develop allergies, but we haven't understood the precise mechanisms behind this protection. Well, this new lipopeptide discovery finally gives us that missing puzzle piece. Early exposure to diverse, friendly microbes provides our skin with the exact bacterial allies we need to naturally suppress those inflammatory alarms."
Section 6. A Future Without Itch. A Game-Changing Discovery.
To really grasp the medical impact here, listen to this insight from Professor Akane Tanaka over at the Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology. She points out that before this, to block IL-33, we had to rely on complex, expensive biologic drugs. But she says, now we've shown that bacteria can do it themselves, an exciting and potentially game-changing discovery. We are literally looking at a natural bacterial solution replacing a manufactured biologic drug. That's huge.
And it goes even deeper, because this discovery basically rewrites the medical textbooks. As Professor Hiroshi Matsuda noted, these findings completely overturn long-held assumptions about how bacterial molecules actually behave inside us. Instead of triggering immune alarms through traditional TLR pathways like we always assumed they did, these specific lipopeptides bypass those pathways entirely. They're operating on a completely different, previously unknown microscopic frequency to deliver their calming effect.
So what's the ultimate goal? It's pretty clear, as outlined by Dr. Peter Arkwright from the University of Manchester. Because these lipopeptides are small, stable, and non-infectious, they have massive potential to be used as a topical treatment for eczema. They might also be used in the future to treat other allergic diseases such as hay fever. Just imagine treating debilitating skin conditions or even just your seasonal hay fever, not with harsh steroids, but with a safe, natural cream derived from the friendly peacekeepers that already live on our skin.
Which brings us to a final, really provocative thought. If our own bacteria have the power to trap inflammation and cure our allergies, what other microscopic miracles are just hiding right there on our skin, waiting to be discovered? The battlefield is invisible, but as we've seen throughout this explainer, the allies we have fighting for us are incredibly powerful. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this breakthrough.